Αυτό που σκάει δεν ξανάγινε.
Today I'm going to make a simple badge and add it to my game. In particular, I want to be able to get a badge when I teleport to a new map. So that's what I'm going to add it for. Let's go ahead and get started. If you are unfamiliar with badges, you can go to Roblox, sign in, and then just go to this hamburger menu right here. If I go back, look at my badges.
Περνά το καλοκαίρι στην παραλία. Περνά το καλοκαίρι στο θερινό σινεμά. Περνά το καλοκαίρι με φίλους. Μην περνάς το καλοκαίρι περιμένοντας ταξί. Βρες ταξί σε μόλις 3 λεπτά. Σε Αθήνα, Θεσσαλονίκη και Κρήτη. Free now.
Look at that. It's not there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and make our badge. Now you're going to need a game to add the badge to, so let's go over to our Roblox studio. It was already up, I just clicked on it. Make sure your game is saved off. It doesn't have to be public, but go to your game settings, and then if there's a blue button that says save game, go ahead and do that. Put something like first badge or whatever you want to call your game, and then we can go back to our website and then make the badge. So we're going to need a little image. Let's go back to our website. Boom. So it'll show up here under the inventory and also in your game if you pull up like a badge thing. Let's go to Canva to make our image. I use this because it's really easy. And we'll do a custom size right here. Click that. I'll make it 1024 by 1024. New. Design. And let's see, this will populate. We'll get some elements. Right. And then we'll search for badge. There we go. And you see these little crowns, that's the paid for account, but Canva can be free, right? You can do this any way you want, but you can get a free account from Canva. That's why I'm showing it. I wouldn't show it if you had to pay for it. All right, this one's a free one. Let's just move this like that. And you see the little line when it's centered. Cool. Let's put some text on there. You can change these colors because they're elements. Like if it's an image, you can't change the color, but these you can, right? You can make it different colors. Let's just keep it the way it is. All right, let's put some text on there. Text. And then I'll add a heading. Cool. Maybe move that up a little bit. And make the font bigger. 74. Let's make it about 130. Sweet. Change the text. How about first visit? Right, I'm going to change the font type so it's Canvas Sans, and then we'll go to Bangers. Sweet. We could change the effect. So this is still highlighted. If I go to effects, and then you could change that around. I think I'll just go with like something simple, but you could also make it curved. That's pretty cool, right? You can do other stuff. All right, that's good enough for our video. Let's go ahead and download this. You could change the name. change the effect. So this this is still highlighted. If I go to effects, something simple stuff, you could change the name right. And we'll do download. And then this background transparency, or a transparent background, so you don't see the white in the background. It's really good for if you do the thumbnails for your backpack, so you don't see the white. But you got to pay for it. It's got the little crown. But I do pay for it. It's like 12 bucks a month, right? You don't need it though. And you can pull this into other softwares too to get rid of the background. I'm going to do a ping, right? You have ping, you have different formats. Boom, download. All right, that's going to go to my downloads directory. And then we'll upload this to our website, our Roblox website. Let's go back to Roblox. There we go. We're going to go to create.
Περνά το καλοκαίρι στην παραλία. Περνά το καλοκαίρι στο...
And now we have to find the game that we created. And I called it First Badge. It's the first one that shows up. Let's go ahead and click on it. Sweet. Then we'll go to this hamburger menu. Cool. We're going to go down to badges. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Badges, they change the stuff around too, don't they? And then we'll do create a badge. Cool. I'm going to upload the image. Now, when I downloaded it from Canva, it went to the download directory, so we shouldn't have a problem. We'll just hit the upload image. And there's my first visit badge. I did a few of them, right? Couldn't quite get the video right. We'll do open. Cool. Now the default name is the image name, so you can change this. First visit, and then we'll call it like welcome to the Purge map, right? I have my Purge game, and I just added this to the Purge game too. Purge map. All right, or whatever you want to call it, right? It's just going to show up, but you'll see it. You'll see it on the website. There we go. Create badge. All right, now you are going to need, this image will show in a little bit. You're going to need this number right here. Hit these 3 dots, right? And then copy asset ID. There we go. Now we're going to go over to our Roblox studio. There it is. And we're going to go down to server script service. Open that, and I'm going to add a script. And this is, pretend this is the map, right? So we could teleport to it, or it could be when we start the game. It doesn't matter. When this starts, our badge is going to show, which
Κόρπη από τα καρνανικά όρη. Το μυστικό είναι στις πηγές του.
Sell me this car.
This car, it's got 280 horsepower.
Sell me this car.
This car. Go.
which means it's the first time we go to this world. Which means it's the first time we go to this world, this place. Let's call this like game manager or something, game MGR. And then I'm going to copy that asset ID. We'll do Control V so we don't lose it. That's the badge ID, right? So we'll just say, give it a variable name. How about local, first visit, badge ID. If you really want to make sure that you don't forget what it is, right? Well, there we go. In order to award the badge, we're going to need the badge service. So I'll say local. How about B service? There we go. And we'll do game get service, badge service. And let's make a function, local function. I'll make the function award badge. We're going to pass in a player and a badge ID. We could call this for a lot of different badges this way, right? So we'll do badge ID, and of course a lot of different players. All right, we'll do local. Let's check to see if they have the badge, because we don't want to give out badges too much. And I'm not going to wrap this in a P call, but I'm going to show you how to do it in a second. We'll just keep this slim, this code slim. We'll call this has badge. That's the Boolean that'll let you know if the player has won the badge yet or not. I'm going to get my B service, my badge service, and then I'll look for user has badge async. Typically, if you see something with async, you are going to wrap that in a P call. Now I'm going to pass the player dot user ID, and then I'm going to need my badge ID, right? And it's going to be this one. We're going to pass this into the award badge. So we're going to have this right there. Let's just do that. I don't like the IntelliSense for the videos. There we go, badge ID. All right, that'll be true or false. They either have it or they don't, right? So we'll say if has badge equals false, right? Or you could do if not has badge, then B service award badge, right? And that's going to be, this is going to be from the badge service. This is code I wrote. Right? It might be a little bit confusing to have it the same name, but it's also easier to remember. So I'm going to pass the user ID. So player.user ID and a badge ID, exactly the way I did it to my function. All right, when are we going to do this? We are going to do this when we have a game players player added event is fired. So either you started playing the game and you just went in, the player added was fired, or you teleported to a new map, right? I'm using it for a new map, but it'll work either way. So we'll do player added connect, and then we'll do a local, or not a local function, an anonymous function, a function with no name. I'm going to pass in the player. Well, the player will get passed in, right? Because it's a player added event. And then we'll do our award badge. This is where I'll pass the player into my award badge function. And what do we call it first? First visit badge. Cool. And like I said, you could call this from bindable events, the one they fire off if they do something somewhere else out in the world, if you don't want to use a module script. Let's go ahead and try that out.
Πέρνα το καλοκαίρι με φίλους, όχι περιμένοντας ταξί. Βρες ταξί σε 3 λεπτά με το Free Now.
I'll hit the play button here. Boom. There we go. And it should show up down here in the lower right corner. I'll hit the play button here. Boom. There we go. And it should show up down here in the lower right corner. There it is. Badge awarded. Now it'll award the badge in the player. For Roblox Studio and in the game. If you want to check it in the game, well, we already got the badge, so if we do it again, it's not going to show up. We have to remove that from our inventory. So if you go to your Roblox website, we're going to go to this hamburger menu. We'll go to inventory, and then we'll go to badges right here, 3 dots, delete from inventory, and now I can do it again. I can test it in my game. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the P call or maybe some other stuff that you want to do with your badge service. So what I am going to do, and I did this already, right? I will type in Roblox badge service. Roblox badge, oh, I had an S there, service. Sweet. There we go. And let's take a quick look. I'm not going to bore you with too much documentation, but this, there we go. And let's take a quick look. I'm not going to bore you with too much documentation, but this has the full code, right? I don't just make this stuff up. I get it from here. And you can see here we wrap this in a P call. That's a protected call. So if there's a network error, you get the P call. Here is the information you get back. Now this is get badge info async. Like if you want to get the ID of the image so you can show it in your game, you'll need that. I'll do that in another video. If we scroll down, oh, here we have the award badge in the on player added. Cool. Here is user has badge async. So this success is whether the P call was successful or not, whether the call went through. This one right here, this has badge, wait. So you can look things up. I'll put this in the description too, so you can copy code, wait. So you can print it out, right? But you could, that's what we did the award. Sweet. So you can look things up. I'll put this in the description too, so you can copy code if you want. But I gave you some nice simple code so that it wasn't so overwhelming that you wouldn't know what was going on, right? We just check to see if they have the badge. Nope. Call or anything. If they don't, we award the badge. All right, I will see you in the next video.
Μήπως έχεις άσχημη μέρα? Νιώθεις μπλοκαρισμένη από τη δυσκολιότητα?
Thank you.